void. Follow me into the void, doesn't typically avoid. Healers that you paranoid, opinion you would do enjoy the theory. We carry all your memories and remix your ancestors. Past the future, have a melt in your mouth texture.
She's grab, take your head. Just rush the bed, charge the feds. A virus spreads, you're not safe, so take the pill. Everyone can see you on the hill, so come into the void.
Oh, that truck has a tree on it.
Oh, it does. There's tree on truck out here in KY too.
Tree on truck in KY. And look how close it is to like civilization.
Actually, it's kind of, I definitely didn't expect to go straight from tree on truck next to the mill, and then bam, like town.
Hey, it's a
like,
Five Guys, like
looks
right there.
Beach. Yeah, like what's
Yeah. It's pretty great. I'm the world famous Pokemon trainer Vash Ketchum, and I'm here outside of Professor Sakura Blossom's laboratory with my trusty Snorlax. We're gonna go shopping in Walmart, and I hope he doesn't fall asleep again and get in people's way. Look how deep it is.
It's all the way in all directions.
Wow.
It's
This is the biggest Walmart I've ever been to in my entire life. I'm not gonna get 100,000 views on this video! We thought it might be really long, not deep, but look how long it is. And then come over here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop. Look how deep it is.
it's all the way in all directions.
Wow.
It's
This is the biggest Walmart I've ever been to in my entire life. Let's go have fun. That's the joke. See in your way. Sorry about that. I have a pokey flute I can play. He's asleep. He falls asleep. He just falls asleep like that because of narcolepsy. Usually he hears this.
What's this right here?
Hmm?
What's this?
Oh, you know, if you could beep that for me, he might hear that. Wake up, buddy. You okay?
Relax.
Bird. I could tell how much you didn't want to block that lady's path. You're a good guy.
It looks pretty good.
Guys.
Bibleopoly? Really? Really?
$20.
In the beginning.
Oh man,
Collect 10 offerings as
that's
you pass.
hilarious. I can't. Let's move further into the story, you guys. We'll sneak behind the employee. Make sure she doesn't notice us. Now we wait. I'm just gonna hide right here. Just hide right here, stay out of the way. You're just really still, she won't see you. Alright, we're safe, let's go. It's important to remember that Walmart employees
She's
are
definitely yelling at us.
they're like T-Rexes though. If you're really still, they won't see you. So we're good. My Snorlax has wandered away. I don't know where he went, and I definitely didn't just ask him to go away. Let's go look for my Snorlax. Well, he's not in there. Where's that pesky Snorlax? Is he back here? Oh, there he is. Well, we can't cross his path. I know you got a favorite Pokemon.
I do.
What's your favorite Pokemon? Come on.
I'm trying to think of his name.
Describe him to me.
What's Marini's evolution?
Yeah.
No?
What's that Pokemon?
What did he say? Marini?
Marini. Oh no, I only know the new Pokemon.
That is the new one. One of the new ones.
Marini. Fuck, so, we'll put it on screen here. We'll figure out what you're talking about and add it. Thanks, man.
It's his evolution, though.
It's his evolution. The evolution of Marini.
I've got to say, as a Snorlax, I'm a little offended.
I'm using my Pokemon fan detector here to lead me to a Pokemon fan. It's guaranteed to make a little staticky noise every time we find one. Toot, 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 toot. Are you a Pokemon fan, ma'am? Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Not even Pikachu? No? It's a little out of touch. I don't know, Boomer maybe? Leave a comment. Is it Boomer to not have a favorite Pokemon? Or is it Boomer to have a favorite Pokemon? Leave a comment. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? What's your favorite Pokemon? Do you guys have a favorite Pokemon? Do you have a favorite Pokemon? No? See, she looks like she has a favorite Pokemon. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? No. No? Man, this is hard. We can't find anybody with a favorite Pokemon. Come here. Favorite Pokemon?
Pikachu.
Pikachu? Yeah. Hey, that's acceptable. That's a good one. That's the best Pokemon, I say. Thank you.
Don't talk bad about me.
Lay down on the floor, Snorlax. Bad boy, go to sleep. I'll play my Pokemon flute. This is an electronic Poke-Flute. Now you have to wake up again, because I played it. See, I can tell him to use sleep, and then I can wake him up with my electronic Poke-Flute. Poke-Flutes are a thing of the past, you guys. Get an Poke-Flute. Get back to snoring and or laxing, my friend. Post up. We're posted up. We're Pokemon posted up at this Pokestop. I don't know if that's true or not. Might be. Boop, 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 boop. You guys have a favorite Pokemon? No? No favorite Pokemon? Not even Pikachu?
No, sorry.
So you hate Pikachu? Passionately dislike Pikachu? Got it. That chick hates Pikachu.
She doesn't love her job.
She loves her job, but she doesn't love Pikachu. We need to go find some people who love Pokemon. I'm starting to think maybe I was wrong that Pokemon fans hang out at Walmart all day. But it looks like the type of people who would like Pokemon. Where's all the Pokemon fans?
What the hell y'all doing?
We're doing an investigative report for Cartoon Network to see who has who likes Pokemon still. What's up? Can we look at your fish? What can you tell us about the fish?
They're fish.
It's like an Afro Man song. I'm about it.
Man, I don't get me started.
So, how old are they?
How old? We
catch
don't
them-
know.
Where-
That's what you call bluegills.
Okay.
Oh.
We just called them.
Nice. That's awesome. Where'd you go fishing around here? We're in town. We're not from Louisville.
What you represent?
A Snorlax.
He's a
I'm a
Pokemon.
Snorlax. I'm a Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. We've been all over this town asking people what their favorite Pokemon is, and nobody has said Snorlax yet. So, our last option is this Target, this giant Target connected to the Walmart we were just in. Let's see if anybody answers Snorlax here. And if not, Bird, unfortunately, has agreed not to come on the rest of the trip with us. He'll have to fly back home,
Which is very hard for Snorlax.
which is very hard for a Snorlax. All right, let's go. Ma'am, do you have a favorite Pokemon? No? Not even Pikachu?
Not even
Does
Snorlax.
that mean you hate Pikachu?
I don't.
But if it's not your favorite Pokemon, who is?
I don't have one.
How can you not have a favorite Pokemon but not hate Pokemon? These are the big questions. Do you guys have a favorite Pokemon?
No.
No favorite Pokemon?
No, don't know him.
Do you know who Pikachu
I guess I'd say
is?
Pikachu would be the one that I would say.
Cool, thank you. Some people are telling me they know who Pikachu is, but that he's not their favorite. And I'm like, so do you
I
hate
like
Pikachu?
Squirtle too, I guess is another one I like.
See, you know more Pokemon than you think.
I gotta start thinking.
Yeah.
I like how many people don't realize I am a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I guess if
nobody
they
knows
don't
what a
know Pokemon,
Snorlax
they don't
is.
know.
All right, dork.
No stress chest.
Oh, there's Dragon Ball,
Oh, wow.
Naruto. Okay, this is the aisle with the Pokemon in there, right?
Yeah.
There, we did it. Found some Pokemons. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Gengar.
That's a good answer. Do you know who Justin Silverman is? He has the world's largest Gengar collection.
No one likes Snorlax.
No one should like Snorlax. Snorlax is a low-rate, low-budget, fat kid Pokemon.
Hey, I've been working on it. I lost a lot.
Do you guys like Snorlax?
Darn.
No, not a fan of the Pokemon Snorlax.
Standing right here.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, sir. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
I don't. I haven't watched Pokemon in like 15 years.
Did you ever have one before?
Yeah, everyone had, it was the holographic we all wanted.
Charizard.
Yeah.
What about Snorlax? You a fan of Snorlax?
Snorlax? No, he sucked in Smash Brothers.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, Snorlax. You sucked in Smash.
Well, now I'm gonna have to wake him up.
Do you have a Pokeflute on you? Do you have a Pokeflute?
I don't.
Do you know the song?
Nope.
Oh man.
I'll just have to sing it to him. Usually this works. Oh, hey!
Alright. He has narcolepsy. Whenever anybody insults him, he falls down and falls asleep.
Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy.
Hey, I like your hat.
Thank you. Why doesn't anybody like Pokemon anymore? I'm not gonna get 100,000 views on this video! Snorlax. Snorlax. I'm not gonna get 100,000 views on this video! Snorlax.
Snorlax. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I'm a human Pokeball.
Hey, can we get some Poke food while we're here?
You guys have a favorite Pokemon? No? Why not?
Hey, can we get some Poke food while we're here?
Snorlax. My Snorlax is getting hungry and nobody here likes Pokemon. So we're gonna go find somewhere else to go.
Whoa, they got some real Legos.
My Snorlax is addicted to Lego sets.
Oh wait, hey.
Snorlax. Eevee.
Snorlax.
Dude, Brandon Buckingham should 100% make little plushy bananas of his logo. If you see this, Brandon, hit me up. I'll have my girlfriend make you plushies of a banana.
Is this a Pokemon?
Let's go. We're escaping. Let's change the narrative up. What's up, folks? We have to escape because nobody here likes Snorlax. Unfortunately, none of the Pokemon in my party have the HM Fly. So me and Snorlax are going to have to make our way out of this target pretty slowly. Let's go, Snorlax. Come on, Snorlax. Faster. Snorlax. Ah, you're a lost cause, Snorlax.
Snorlax.
You have a favorite Pokemon?
I don't.
You don't have a favorite Pokemon?
No.
Not even
Pikachu?
Snorlax?
Not Snorlax? Snorlax, you're a loser. Get out of here. Don't come back. Get. I might make him walk home.
I do. Now
Okay. Now you like him?
Yeah.
Snorlax, you can come back. You've been redeemed. Thank you. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Not even Pikachu? Not even Snorlax, this guy?
I don't know any Pokemon.
Ah, come on, man. How are you getting girls without knowing Pokemon names? Maybe we're hanging out at the different high schools. We're continuing on our journey outside to see if we can find anybody who likes this piece of shit Pokemon next to me. As customer service, do you guys have a favorite Pokemon? You don't? Did you like Pikachu?
No, I don't know.
Little Snorlax?
I don't even know anything about them.
You don't know anything about any Pokemon?
No, I know.
I'll give you $20 right now if you name 10 Pokemon.
I couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
$100.
I only know Pikachu. I seriously don't know it.
That's impressive. Okay, I respect that. Here's the new game. We offer people $100 to name 10 Pokemon to prove they're nerds. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
No.
No? Not even Pikachu?
Nope.
Snorlax?
I understand.
I don't believe you. I'll give you $20 to tell me your favorite Pokemon. Oh man, dude, nobody knows who any Pokemons are. That was stressful. Everybody's giving me weird looks and not even being able to name a Pikachu. One person who I was sure totally worked here, I was like, oh, this chick definitely likes Pokemon. I offered to give her $100 to name 10 Pokemon. She said, no, I don't know any. And I'm like, that's a dedication to pretending you don't know any Pokemon. Crazy, bro.
How hard you have to try to not hurt you with single Pokemon?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you gotta hear about the Snorlax and the Charizard and all that. Hey, we're here asking people what their favorite Pokemon is in Louisville, Kentucky. What is your favorite Pokemon?
Snorlax.
Snorlax?
All right.
Wow, we did it! Video's over.
Good job. Amazing.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Charizard.
Charizard? That's what I'm saying. What about you? You got a favorite Pokemon, my guy? No? None? Give you $20. Right. You can't say Pikachu for $20. Come on, he wants to seem so cool, you know? All right, you guys, have a good day. Thank you. You have a favorite Pokemon? Not even Pikachu? Well, you heard it here. Louisville, Kentucky hates Pokemon and hates Pikachu and hates Snorlax, except for that one kid right there.
Excuse me. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Machamp.
Machamp? Alright,
That's
cool.
my favorite.
Not Pikachu though?
Well, I love Pikachu, but Pikachu's Pikachu.
That's
Everybody's favorite.
That's true. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem. You guys have a good one.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the VOIDGAZERS Q&A. We asked some questions on some social medias. We're going to give you some answers. I'm going to be reading the questions off so that Trixie and Bird and Mint can answer. They're mostly Trixie and Bird questions, thankfully. I don't want to talk to you. You personally, not someone else. You.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Question for Trixie. How did you meet Bird?
He walked into my house. I had Riley and Mint were moving in because we were all gonna get an RV and go meet internet people around the country. Eventually, we ended up just doing that in a car, anyways. But they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna bring our roommate and driver, and he'll be the guy." And I liked him immediately. So
the first words she said to me as I walked in the door were "bright eyes." She didn't really
Yeah.
elaborate past that.
I don't usually say things like that to people either. So.
Question for Bird. Are you a content creator, and what got you noticed on the internet?
Oh, noticed. Well, let's start with the first one. Am I a content creator? I do make content. I wouldn't say I'm a, it's not something, it's a hobby. It's fun to do.
You're more of a participant than a creator.
I'm a willing participant.
I'm a content participant.
The closest, in my head, when I heard that question, I was like, well, I cook. That's content creation, isn't it? So, I cook. I like to cook. That's my medium. And then what got me noticed on the internet, I think it was probably, so first I had gotten on Not for Human Consumption because I was working at a gas station and a successful robbery happened. And as they were driving away, I ran on top of their car from the trunk to the front, and so I'm on top of their car. I have my hand inside the passenger door, not allowing it to close. And they drove off with me for about 2 blocks, pulled me off, beat the hell out of me. I told that story to Alan from NFHC, and he was like, you've got to tell this on the show. And so I think the next night I was either just getting off work or on a break from work, sitting in my car at the gas station, and told the story. That was the first time I went on a show. But what got me noticed more than anything was probably going to the protests in LA with the big sheepskin, the sellout fuck, the I drink bleach for free speech. It's a classic. It's a good video.
Yeah. The May Day coronavirus protests on ASC Presents, youtube.com/ASC Presents. You can see Bird and I hanging out with Dick Masterson and a couple other people, and he got accused of being a lizard by Sam Tripoli.
That was fun. I got accused of being a lot of things from Sam Tripoli.
And other people there.
Yeah.
Next question. The Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot are both confirmed to be real on the same day that Joe Biden is diagnosed with a thyroid cancer, which doctors give him an 80% chance of surviving. You're the editor of a newspaper. Which of these stories do you run at the top of the front page?
I mean, if I'm a sane editor of a newspaper, the Biden story,
if I'm a sane
maybe,
editor.
okay, I guess,
And that's
maybe,
why this question is so much fun.
Maybe the Loch Ness
literally were like,
and Bigfoot.
Well, what would get more clicks? Bigfoot literally exists?
Yeah.
Or Biden's in a bad spot?
Right.
But not really.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
Well, I feel like the Biden thing wouldn't be surprising enough, actually. Because, isn't he already in bad health all the time? As a matter of course?
The question specifies he has an 80% chance of surviving. That's super shocking.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
good.
that is...
Especially for thyroid cancer. Anyway,
that is pretty funny.
For me, what I would do is I would write about Bigfoot and Nessie, but I would spin the story so it was like Bigfoot was found riding Nessie. Right. Just to add a little flair.
Yeah.
You know?
Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster gave Joe Biden thyroid cancer.
Through anal butt sex. To Montero.
Next question. For Trixie, how much do you love Bird?
A lot. How much do I love Bird? A lot.
Question for Bird. How much do you love Trixie?
To Pluto and back.
Question for Trixie. How far out have you finished planning anime alphabet, or do you just come up with each letter as you go?
So the way I have been doing it is that I did not allow myself to determine what the next show would be until I had finished the current show, because I have a bad habit of if I'm already anticipating the next one, it's going to be really hard to get through that last 50 episode stretch of the last one. On Attack Number 1 especially, I was I probably won't be able to finish this show if I already am thinking about the next show.
I'm looking forward to something.
Yeah.
More
exactly. So I've tried to only determine what the next one's going to be after I finish the previous one, though there are some cases with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is for F, I knew immediately upon the concept that F would have to be that, pretty much. So, there are certain things that are just too obvious, or really there's only 3 things I consider options basically for most of the letters. So, yeah.
Question for Mint. What music were you into during your teen years?
Well, I listened to a lot of alt rock, hard rock, especially during the beginning of my teen years. And then also it kind of progressed to more of a hip hop. I think I mostly listened to Eminem. There was also Congos. Definitely towards the end of high school, I listened to a lot of NSP, Ninja Sex Party, some Starbomb, some Linkin Park, some. It was mostly I listened to mostly one artist at one time because I'm very focused whenever I'm interested in something. I either am not interested in it at all, or I'm interested in it 100%, 100% on board. So I was definitely super into rock up until probably sophomore, junior year.
Glad I finally learned who Starbomb was for.
Me, the autistic one.
Next question. What do you do on a typical day?
Well, it's really hard to determine what is a typical day because my life is always changing. You know, I move around a lot. I'm always doing different stuff. The typical day when we're like out camping on the road, living the picnic adventure lifestyle, which is eventually how I kind of hope things to always be, is basically wake up, do some kind of physical activity, usually early in the morning, especially if I wake up before bird. We usually make breakfast, clean up after ourselves, go find some kind of hike to do. You know, God, again, it really depends on the scenario, because if I'm working on content, like being around Riley and Mint, we just film all day, you know, and then he goes and edits the stuff when I'm not around. So, like, if it's a day that we're doing this, it's a lot of this. If it's a day that we're driving, it's a lot of driving. If it's a day that that we're camping, we're probably hiking. And if it's a day that I'm at home, I'm probably either working on videos or just getting high and chilling out, listening to music and trying to find inspiration.
To me, yes. Well, so we both wake up and we start working. I start animating, he starts editing. We keep doing that for a while until lunch. Then I go grab him some lunch and we both eat. And then we go back to work, animating for me, editing for him again. And then I also start on commissions later during the day. And after all this work, after working a bunch, right before bed I work out.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then we sleep.
Oh, am I answering for us again? Okay. So.
You both answered. I was confused the other day. Okay. I just needed. Yeah, I think I got it. Oh boy. Question for Riley. I'm assuming you have a lot of commitment.
Can I ask it, actually? Can I read it, like, with the microphone and everything? Question for Riley. I'm assuming you have a lot of commitments. How do you stay organized? Do you set a schedule or use lists to keep track?
Yeah. Mint has a 48-hour return on any projects that she's commissioned for, except for like long-form animation, because she can do it pretty quickly as long as she stays on task and like actually does it every day. The thing that I would say is really different about Mint and I that helps us organize all the things that we're doing is that we are doing it every day. Like, I get up in the morning, I'm making an ASE daily for patreon.com/ASE presents, and then I'm working on Branches of Yig, either doing an album or song edit now for those reviews, or in the past I was doing new music videos as Trixie releases music, or I'm working with Dave on new stuff that we're going to be releasing, or I'm working on the Branches of Yig channel, like, with the What You Doing interviews. But there's like a block of my morning from 9 a.m. to about noon when Mint and I have lunch together that's just editing Branches of Yig stuff. And then after that, we film a bunch of stuff for ASE. Then I go into editing ASE stuff. Then I go back into the YouTube and I go through all the Dick Show stuff I've got to do. And I spend time between that, like on Twitter and stuff. There's a lot of exporting time and uploading time.
I used to say that, like, my job at its highest level is just watching 5 bars go up for an hour.
Yeah. When I spend all that time on Twitter trying to make contacts, you know, talking to people about events and stuff. So, yeah. As far as organizing it all, I think it's just routine. Like, I know that I have to do these 9 things a day. And most people have to do, like, 9 things a day. But for them, it's like...
Oh, fuck. Are you good?
Yeah.
It's on you.
Well, help. Well, that's what you get when you record in a hornet's nest, basically. There are a lot of these little nest pieces on the wiring up here. We chose a bad location. Anyway, yeah, that's I keep things organized by doing them every day. Instead of like getting up and making coffee, like I get up and turn on the computer and then I start doing drugs and then I come back in the room and instead of watching TV or some other like hobby, I start working on editing stuff. Oh, and I just do it every day. I think that's the key.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish I had started doing it sooner. I used to spend a lot of time like fucking off on these like adventurous flights of fancy, where I would take drugs and then just go do nothing for 3 days. And you're supposed to, I've learned, take a bunch of drugs and work. Alternatively. Question for everyone. How does new weed compare to old weed across distribution methods? Talk about the newer distribution methods. So yeah, there's cart dab, electronic dabs.
Okay, we're talking about ways that you smoke it, or
maybe that, or just like new weed across distributions, right? So I'm not sure if they're talking about that or if they're talking about like cart. Like I imagine that what they're talking about is carts versus.
He's got a whole list. He says cart dab, electronic dabs,
edibles versus lighter and pipe.
You had rapid weed. How does that compare to old weed? Like weed you would have smoked out of a brown bag 4 years ago.
I mean, this is it's kind of a weird question to me because I don't feel like I've been smoking long enough to have a distinction between new and old weed. Like all the weed I've smoked is new weed.
That'd be my answer too, as far as that part of the question. Then what's your favorite distribution across distribution methods?
So. I hate the word distribution here.
What's
I think
everybody's favorite
consumption
marijuana
method.
Well, no, you distribute it into your lungs. You know.
Okay.
Sure.
You gotta distribute it to consume it.
Like so. Smoking grass is the most satisfying.
Yeah.
Like there's something about the experience of it, and it hits you like
primal, it's vegan.
It's fast. It's full bodied. It's like I love giant bong. We have this one incredible giant glass piece that I really love. So bong is a big one. Smoking blunts is probably the most fun way to smoke weed, but it's the most cost inefficient and bad for you because you got the cigar wrappers. Obviously you can do hemp wrap and all, but like
those cost more though.
I had to quit doing blunts because it just burns through way the fuck too much weed. But dabs are the best way to save money, get high really quick, do it fairly clean. And when it comes to dab methods, we've been using these Lucas, which are by far the most like portable, easy. Like if you're just trying to dab wherever you go and you don't want to the vaporizers, I like the experience, but I will just fucking burn through them like they're nothing.
Yeah.
So I try not to vape weed directly. I try to do it by dab. Yeah, carts are I'll spend fucking $30 on an ounce cart or a gram cart or whatever and be done in a day.
Yeah.
And that's just not worth it. So. For cost-effective smoking, dabbing is definitely the way to go. Grass, I still keep enough of it around because it's just so much more satisfying to do.
I prefer dabs pretty much all out at this point, but grass is nice. Like you're right, it's more full. Yeah. Feels like it's like you're getting the bass and the treble, whereas with dabs you're getting a lot of the treble. And then with like the vape carts. Like edibles are all base.
Yeah, right? That's another thing.
I had an edible brownie today.
I'm not a huge fan of the edibles.
That's my list. I'll let them explain theirs real quick.
Real quick, smoking flower, the reason why it gives you that fun sensation is because you're inhaling carbon monoxide too. Like you're burning plant matter, so you're
poison good.
Poison good.
Feel great. Yeah.
You drink it, you smoke it, it's whatever. If you're more interested in conversations like this, the Weed Lamau stuff, than you are in some of the other stuff we talk about, be sure to check out Samples from the Laboratory on ASE Presents. We have started a new sponsored content show where Mint and I dress up like scientists. We go to our little lab and we get paid money to test Delta weed products. This is stuff that's legal because of the 2018 Farm Bill and can't be banned on the same grounds the Delta 9 marijuana can be from places that haven't yet legalized marijuana. So if you're in a state where you have Delta 8, you should try it. Delta 10's great, Delta THCO. I'm a big fan of all these things. I think they're great substitutes for weed if you're in a pinch. And they're not they're not fucking CBD. Yeah. They actually do stuff.
They do get you high.
All
of them get you high.
Yeah. I mean, you just smoke a lot. It's great. And it's like twice as expensive as Delta 9 THC products.
Twice as expensive?
Or twice as inexpensive. Yeah. I speak no good.
Half the price.
Half the price. Anyway, that wasn't like a sales pitch or anything. We are sponsored, but we sell to stores, not to people. So we're not like selling you weed products. We sell those to businesses. We're just doing a fun little show to teach people the fun facts about this other weed substitute stuff. And just talk about weed science. Eventually we'll do THC episodes, but it's harder to find a sponsorship for that right off the bat.
if I'm smoking flower, I will typically try to go for a spliff of some kind, whether that is mixing tobacco and weed together or just taking a cigarette, getting your dab tool, heating the dab tool with some wax on it up, and then gliding it across the cigarette, and then you have a dab cigarette. You do have to take the filter out for that, so, at your own risk. But
That's the most creative way to do it.
yeah, I would say probably the Luca and dabs is my favorite way to be high. I'm actually trying to get away from the whole tobacco thing right now, just because it's fun to breathe, isn't it? But yeah, the Luca's awesome. You save so much more wax, especially when you learn how to use it. Because our first couple months using it, we were just jamming that thing in there, and you really just need to lightly touch it, and it goes. It's very nice. It's a very well put together machine.
I also like the Luca, but there's also Little Dipper, which is also electronic pen.
It's a nectar collector.
Yeah, it's a nectar collector, and so you don't have to breathe in that hard, but you get a lot out of the dab. I actually prefer dabs, but I also like switching up because after a while, if you smoke a dab for a long time, you'll just get the resistance up. So switching to flower, you can get that not resistance anymore.
Yeah.
Stop resisting.
Not resistance anymore. Okay, here we go. We got a bunch more questions, so I'm just gonna go back to yelling them from over here. Question for everyone. Favorite foods and drinks of the crew?
Well, I like salted caramel chocolate things. I also like mint flavored things. I preferably like mint flavored things.
Drink?
Drink? It has to be an Arnold Palmer, which is half lemonade, half iced tea. And then Riley's favorite drink is Dr. Pepper. Can't go a day without Dr. Pepper. And then his favorite food is pizza.
My favorite food is probably cheeseburgers, especially the ones that Bird makes. And my favorite drink, basically whatever is diet, whatever doesn't have calories in it. Yeah.
My favorite food is any steak cooked by me or someone with adequate skill. And my favorite drink is ice cold water or Milo sweet tea.
No, do you think this makes a difference?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. I actually got complaints because in Donda you move the mic too much.
I see.
So, question for Trixie. Any Kuso Mega updates?
I think all the artists have been paid at this point. If anyone hasn't, make sure you get to me. But yeah, I just have to format the book before I can turn it into a physical copy. I have not continued writing Volume 3 yet because I am not entirely sure how I want it to end. So we'll figure that out sometime later. Still in the works, though, and I'm also writing another book, so that one will probably come out before Kuso Mega Part 3.
Question. What do you think of PCP's Road to Radcon?
I haven't read or seen it beyond whatever I contributed to it. Pretty much haven't been paying attention to the PCP.
Question. What's the creative editing process of VOIDGAZERS like? Is there stuff for the VOIDGAZERS show that doesn't make the cut? And if that's the case, for what reasons?
Plenty of stuff doesn't make the cut. It really just depends on what is or isn't engaging to watch. We film all kinds of shit. We film all kinds of shit. We cut out, any parts that you normally would, just awkwardness, parts where you say something wrong, have to retake it, or just stuff that doesn't look good. I take lots of footage of driving or something that maybe you turn the camera on, film for a minute or so, realize it's not really worth it. So yeah, there's tons and tons of just little nonsense footage. I wouldn't say we throw away anything too major. We have tons of footage that hasn't been used for anything that will often get reincorporated. So if you've seen, for instance, the Unpause music video, there's a ton of this footage of Bird walking barefoot around this bend pass, and I don't know, maybe I don't know if I was planning to use it for another Void Chasers, or now it could probably be a picnic adventure, honestly. But yeah, it's in that music video, so there is maybe 30 minutes more footage of that, but it's mostly like just hiking, which is why it, doesn't have an obvious imperative reason to be released. Yeah. You're the new editor of VOIDGAZERS.
Yes. I'm going to follow the blueprint of the first 10 episodes. It's a little lazier. Mine might ramp the editing up a little bit. Depends. I definitely want to start incorporating animation and whatnot. Now that we're doing more of a monthly or bi-monthly cycle of episodes, we're able to do like sporting events. We say that like it's a bit. We have volleyball coming up.
I almost forgot about that.
We've been doing like sporting events and stuff. Yeah. I'd like to think of it as almost a soft reboot of VOIDGAZERS from 11 on. My version of VOIDGAZERS is going to be a lot more Mr. Beast. Like, how do I make it a bigger thing each time? Yeah. This cozy, quaint part at the end here is for fans who really like this, or for Ben Saint to see us talk about him. But it's not...
Just wait, Ben.
There are questions about him. So it's like, this is, fun, but the beginning of the episodes should be more spectacle moving forward, and increasingly so. Like, just wait. We're going to have Bird doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in tournaments, and he's not going to have a belt. So we're just going to send him in there and see how it goes. That's an idea I have. I think it'd be funny. Like, if you just pretended that you could do it, and see if you're bravado. Like you literally not knowing how.
Obvious real quick.
No, it'd be really funny because you just start getting, like, flags by the ref and stuff. Well, you just go like, no, I was taught this was a move. Anyway, stuff like going to Walmart to mess with people about Pokemon if we're doing something like an Oreo review. We're doing lots of fun VOIDGAZERS stuff. So that's the only real difference. Everything you said about editing is going to be the same. I'm just going to be trying to film more hype things than we were last time.
Nice.
Like last time it was like Void Thoughts and something cool we were doing that week and travel footage, right?
Yeah.
The travel footage has kind of been cut off to Picnic Adventure, kind of tossed over there. So we're just going to have the cool thing we're doing that week and then the us talking, like either Void Thoughts or Q&A. It's been a while since the last episode of VOIDGAZERS, which is why we're doing a Q&A for this episode. Next question, do it fart.
It do.
It do. Right on the head.
It do be go. Fart.
Thanks, Michelle.
Okay. The next one. Man, we're not very far into these. We have like half an hour. Let's hit it. Question. You seem to have found a much better balance between anime/entertainment and outdoor activities. How did you get out of the overkill of art when there's still... How did you get out of the overkill of art when there's still so much you want to see? Kind of phrased weird, my bad.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to ask is like, how did I escape the fact that I still want to see so much art? And the answer is that I don't care that much. Really, it's not as though I was ever like inside because there's so much anime I want to watch. I was inside because I was afraid to go outside. I didn't understand the world. I didn't really have much perspective on what you can do or what exists out there. So basically, I just, was reclusive, and that drove me down the path of consuming as much media as possible. Sure, there's still tons of shows and stuff I'd like to see, but I had to come to terms with the fact that I'll never see everything I want to ages and ages ago. There's just hundreds of thousands of movies and anime and comics and culture products from all over the world, stuff that I know I would love that's in languages I can't speak and don't want to have to learn. Like, it's just, I'm out to have the experiences that I'm capable of having, and I think I've accelerated a bit by going out and doing things. It feels like the experiences happen faster, the memorable parts of life. There's not a lot of media that's actually good and actually memorable. So, I've deliberately saved lots of things that I think would be good that I haven't watched, whereas I've watched tons of shit that I didn't think would be good because of the fact that, I want there to be the expectation that, hey, if one day I broke both my legs and couldn't go anywhere anymore, at least I still have some anime I haven't watched yet. But, yeah, I guess I'm just I don't feel concerned at all about any media I might be missing out on. It's the best way I could answer that.
Next question. Plebe in the Weeb Blu-rays? Question mark.
So, for anybody who doesn't know about this, I'm going to try to describe this story in as much detail and with as many apologies as possible. So, the Plebe in the Weeb Season 2 was something that had a Kickstarter in December. The Kickstarter happened in November of 2016. And it was because we had filmed the 3 pilot episodes during RadCon 1, which was basically where all of the members of the PCP gathered at my house so that we could make content together for a weekend. And because we liked this show, I put together a Kickstarter. I had basically just asked Jess, like, hey, would you be down to do another season and, like, if we did a Kickstarter about it? And he said, yeah. And then I just went and, like, organized everything and made it a thing. He wasn't really, like, ready for that at the time. We hadn't, like, talked it through and made a big plan. I just kind of sprung it on him. So the planning of the event itself was very chaotic. I set up lots of totally unreasonable deadlines and stuff for when I thought things could be out, because basically my mentality was like, this is just, we're going to grind through this. We're just going to do it. Like, everybody's going to show up. We're going to record this thing. They're going to take off. I'm going to edit all the footage or whatever. It'll be done. Well, it ended up being because, I wasn't editing the footage. Jesse was. I think I originally thought we'd be alternating or something like that. He ended up editing all of them. It took a really long time. It was actually, I think, the first episode took like a month, and then the second one took like 6 months, and then I think it was almost a year had passed by the time all of them were out. So the plan that we had originally, like the Kickstarter, was just to fund everybody showing up and the cost of making Blu-rays and shipping them, and paying Ben to do cover art for the Blu-rays, which is not happening. Especially because he wanted $600 or some shit, which is crazy. But, like, so I bought all these Blu-rays. Me and Jesse signed them all at the taping of, at RadCon 2, at the taping of Plebe in the Weeb, which was mostly a fucking massive disaster and a nightmare, especially for me, because I had to organize everything, and I was not ready for it, not good at it. That's why I didn't touch RadCon 3 at all. I didn't do any of the organization for that, because I was just like, fucking you guys take care of this. So right after the Plebe and the Weeb taping was done, Jesse's house was completely flooded. I had just moved Ben and Devu in with me, and that there was drama with that. There was drama with the fact that Jeff was there. There was just all kinds of drama around it, and it took, again, forever for it to actually come out. And by then, I did not have any money from RadCon. I didn't have anything left with which to actually make those Blu-rays. And moreover, I have a external Blu-ray drive that I thought would be able to burn Blu-rays, and it can't. So for years, I didn't actually have a method of burning Blu-rays. I didn't know how to do it, etc., etc. So finally, I've been carrying around all this shit for years. Just recently, a few months ago, someone finally sent me a Blu-ray burner just for the purpose of getting this done. I have not had time to work on that because I've been still on the move. And again, I don't have the money to ship the shit right now. So even if I did burn them all, it would be a while before I was going to actually go through with this. I'm glad everybody's been really patient about it and pretty understanding. There's only been a few people who ever bring it up, and it's usually just when they're trying to bust my balls about shit. But yeah, RadCon 2 was just a very, very poorly planned Kickstarter, and I feel grateful that we even got the season 2 that we have. Jesse and I have, in the time since then, twice gotten together to film entire seasons that we threw away because they just sucked, like the cameras were all fucked up or just something went wrong. And at this point, I don't want to see any of that footage again anyways because it's all pre-transition. So there's like 15 lost episodes. There's more lost episodes of Plebe in the Weeb than there are found episodes of Plebe in the Weeb. And there's still no Blu-rays. So I'm carrying them around. I still hope to get it done. But that's the tragic story, and I hope you continue to understand.
Favorite Naruto fight?
I didn't get that far into Naruto, so I haven't really seen any of the fights that people, like, consider great. Like, I stopped reading the manga right before Gaara versus Rock Lee, so I haven't even seen that.
Wow. I don't remember who fights him, but at one point a villain is introduced who can manipulate his bones. That's his jutsu, and I always got a kick out of that. I thought it was a really cool design. He has a lot of fun with it.
I know that fight. I've seen animation from that. It's cool.
I haven't seen Naruto, so I wouldn't know, except for the one with all the kickiness. That one's cool.
The one with all the kinkiness?
Kickiness.
What?
The kickiness, you know, with them doing the kicks and shit? That one's cool.
No, I don't. Okay.
Yep.
Question, not trying to troll, genuinely asking why you asked the Brony lecture.
Okay, so the Brony lecture was simply just not very good. I recorded it at RadCon 4 with the... It was one of those things where I always go into these like not sure if I'm going to actually do it or how I'm going to feel about it, because lectures are hard. You have to be really complete and do justice to the subject. I thought I did a great job with the best debate one. I had once done an endless jest lecture that I threw away because I didn't like it that much. And the Brony lecture, it came from a very salty place. I mean, I'll describe to you how this thing opens, all right? It opens with me coming out of a closet, holding a bong, just ripping like 3 massive bong hits, spitting on the ground, like groaning, and then being like, all right, here's the fucking thing. You got the LGBTs and the autistics, and that's the people who like My Little Pony. Like, that's the tone of it. So it was very abrasive, and it was made at a time when I already knew that I was, like, about to come out as trans. Like, I felt extremely awkward through all of RadCon 4 because I was still like a bearded dude, and it was a weird experience, especially because we did a whole thing about being in bathing suits on the beach as girls, and Hippo, who has also transitioned, but also best guy ever, were like so successful at looking like women in their bathing suits that it made me really upset with myself, that I was not trying or doing anything. So it's not footage I would want to look at. It's cringy and embarrassing for me. And moreover, I had started editing it. I got about 15 minutes in, and I was editing the shit out of it. I was like putting all kinds of different visual gimmicks into it. And then I realized like I hadn't even talked about Derpy Hoos the whole time. So I have to film an additional segment to talk about that. And I'm like, well, this is such a huge, like, I just think I had not sat down and really like gone through all the history and remembered it before doing the lecture. I was trying to do it purely off of memory, and it really read to me more as venting, as like trying to emotionally get something off of my chest. And like, as far as I can tell, that's already what Jenny Nicholson did with her last BronyCon video, and everything I've heard from other bronies about that was like, well, she kind of was always like, she was kind of always a bitch about the whole thing in the first place. So I wasn't like that. I actually did get things out of it and did enjoy myself, even if I have bitterness. And so when I was planning to redo it, when I first started proposing to Ben that like I could re-record it and interlope it, I was going to have like post-transition me come and say, hey, I'm going to give you the better side of the story now that I'm not so depressed and self-hating. And then I would interlope those two, the dark and light side of the lecture. But eventually I was just like, well, it would be better to just redo the whole thing and just do a better lecture instead of having to fucking Frankenstein together all this bullshit. So again, it's not like I wouldn't be interested in ever doing another Brony lecture, just not interested in the one that I had.
It'll just have to happen at the next RadCon.
I don't know why people are so attached to it, because I throw away so much content that if you guys had known existed, you would be just as pissed about, I guess. But Jesus Christ, like, I'm so glad I don't tell everybody every single, like, that's why I hadn't talked about all the lost episodes of Plebe and the Weeb before, because I didn't want people to go begging Jess to release those. Luckily, he's not online anymore, so you can't reach him.
Question, what are your current plans/goals?
My current plans/goals, we want to get into a truck and camper situation so that we can just live everywhere conveniently. Honestly, living out of a car has not been that bad. Like, as long as you drive to places where the weather's nice and set up your tent, I can't say it's any worse to me than living in a house. But, you know, you can only carry around so much shit, and the Prius is pretty small. So, bigger truck, some kind of camper, I'd like to own a plot of land somewhere because I'm really worried about the fact that a billionaire is going to own all the fucking land in the country soon. And maybe some property. I really want to build a community of all my favorite people, everybody who I trust, who like holds up over years. You know, people who don't just fall by the wayside and turn into candy-ass bitches. Those are the ones I'm going to gather up. And you guys have an answer?
I mean, yeah, same thing she said. We want a truck and a trailer. I'd really like a truck and trailer that are capable of overlanding so we can go off-road. We can see some stuff that people really just don't see, record it for y'all. And then, other than that, the property and everything, like having a home base, my ideal view of that is, you know, just a bunch of people doing what we're doing at the same time. And that's kind of like coming in and out, and you can stay for however long. It's not a time limit thing, but, you know, kind of like think old-timey railroad station, like a central hub type deal.
Well, Riley and I are going to be in the comic industry. And by that, I mean we previously dabbled in art. I used to draw a lot. He used to write and draw a lot of comics. But now we're trying to get all in that game. We're trying to make it as legit as possible. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And also animation. I want to do more animation. I want to complete B's anime, Bargain Witch, and do more once that is finished. Other than that, I would say motorboating them big titties when I get famous enough.
Question. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty fucking good, actually.
Better than ever.
I'm doing pretty great. And
Question.
Riley is too.
I'm gonna kill myself!
And there he goes.
Riley just shot himself with a potato gun.
Question. Are there any Bargain Witch updates? How's the Bargain Witch going?
The Bargain Witch is pretty much where it was last time we talked
Yeah.
about it, which is to say in the animation stages, I have to get voices recorded, and I haven't had a residence for the last couple months. So once I find a nice closet to gather, I'm probably going to have all of us voice act in it, and maybe someone else. So once I've gathered the voice lines, we can start working on that again, which maybe after too many games, we can start back on Bargain Witch.
Yeah, I'm currently at the process where I've drawn all the storyboards. I just have to do the animation in-betweens, and I have to do like some motion and whatnot. I also have to do a bunch of backgrounds, coloring after I draw everything. So I'm pretty much, I'd say 30% to 40% done if I were to put it on a bar.
Nice. Impressive.
I'd call it a gin and tonic if I were to put it on a bar.
Why do you continue to use the branches of Yig channel when YouTube has completely fucked it beyond repair? Legit doesn't appear in sub boxes, and even the bell doesn't work. My quick take, I don't know why we have to explain this so often, but it's hosting a ton of content already that we don't necessarily have otherwise, that we can't necessarily re-upload because lots of people don't want to see 90 videos from fucking 8 years ago. Like, there's lots of reasons why you can't just migrate the channel to a new channel and start a new channel with the same premise that we're going for. All the relevant content that's currently on there, even as dead as it is, gets 8,000 to 12,000 views a month. And, like, that's the thing people don't realize. Yeah. Is that, like, you see a dead channel that gets 200 views a new video, but the channel's still getting 10,000 views a month. What do you get a month? What's your ratio?
If when you had started posting,
why throw that away?
When you started posting music videos to the channel, if they had been consistently getting under 100 views, I would have killed it, simply because that's what was happening before. Like, when the channel first got, like, suddenly wasn't showing up in feeds anymore, I was putting up rants that I know people would watch that were getting like 100 views, and I was like, well, this is fucked. But like, we've been able to get people to watch these videos. They've got like 500 views on a lot of them, and that's crazy.
It's all organic marketing. It's me pushing it to the people the videos were made for. And you know, it's maybe like, yo, you like hip hop? Check this out.
I built a music channel called, which is actually still up, Digibros Turntable, back in 2017 that just didn't go anywhere. It took months The videos never really built any farther than these ones already are. And basically, I think as soon as we unfuck this thing, which we know can happen because you did it with the Dick Show channel.
We just have to make, no, the Dick Show channel shows up in sub boxes again. It just took like a year and a half. No, you can unfuck a YouTube channel, you guys. I think big reviews, big videos like Donda, stuff like that. Like if this Donda video does really great, that could be helpful. Doing like a Yasuke soundtrack review could help. Like stuff like that appeals to the cross section of your base is going to bring the channel back. The problem is it wasn't as simple as just doing what the fans wanted 6 months ago, because when you did that, the channel died because you weren't doing that before. It's just about building like a consistency that the YouTube algorithm can expect. All of it's so AI based. Like even your monetization, the Branches of Yig channel videos kind of just get monetized because there's never been anything appropriate about them, whereas it's a fight to monetize the Dick Show. Even if 2 clips are equally as monetizable as the other, yours will be immediately approved because YouTube trusts that channel. Whereas like the Dick Shows, it takes hours of manual review.
That trust is a good word for it.
Trust,
YouTube does not trust
doesn't trust
Branches of Yig.
right now. But it can again. Next question. Where do you see yourself in 6 months?
In 6 months, I see myself somehow having come into $200,000, used it to buy a truck and camper, put a bunch of it into Bitcoin, paid off my debts, and probably made a down payment on some kind of house with a permanent studio space. Yeah.
I see myself having finished a comic or 2, most likely 2, and then starting on this children's book idea that we have with a buddy of ours, and also hopefully traveling around in a car somewhere. Anywhere. I like cars.
Me too.
In 6 months, I see myself driving a truck jacked as hell.
Fuck yeah.
I don't see myself in 6 months.
Riley shot himself with a potato gun again.
Where does he keep getting potatoes?
Question. What's the lifespan of Yig looking like? 10-year plan. And if you're Branches of Yig now, who's the trunk of Yig?
I would have thought that it was evident that Yig Studio is the trunk if the other channel is the Branches. Kind of. I mean, we could make a Leaves of Yig maybe if we get really crazy. I mean, basically the way I see it, I used to have an idea called Modal Soul Productions. If you've seen my old channel, it's actually still up. Modal HSOUL Productions was my original YouTube channel, and I started calling it that in 2010 because I wanted it to be a collective for artists. Like basically anybody can use this name who is in this collective, and you could be anonymous and just go as Modal Soul, as like that was your name. And I just always liked the idea of like having a bunch of people just kind of bopping in and out of a thing. Like you are part of Yig Studio when you're in a Yig Studio production, basically. It's not like a place that has permanent employees or contracts or anything. It's like, hey, do you want to be in this? Do you want to be a part of this production? You're on this thing, you know? But like fundamentally what Yig Studio is, it's just a name of stuff that I endorse, I guess, like, or am in. Like, it's not even limited to things that can... It's not limited to artworks I'm actually in, but, like, anything that I sort of, collaborate with on some level and then have, host under the name of Yig Studio, under that banner. So, like, to me, there's like, an endless amount of potential for its future. It's just, like, it's just the name of the thing I do. So, it's not like something that has to be ended, so to speak.
I don't know. We've subdivided things a lot lately. Like we decided to kind of like divide everything up. Right. In the way that like I would have done earlier than now. But it's good. Like especially getting ASE back for like doing vlog stuff. Because again, it's like that's a place where we can constantly have videos of all 4 of us. But it's not like. It's like an ASE video.
Right.
But what you were saying about it's not like a concrete cast. It's like whoever's like hanging out with ASE Presents.
Right. ASE Presents is just the name of you and what you do, but like anybody can be in the.
If you're doing, and if you're doing it with us, right. So it's like VOIDGAZERS is ASE and Yig Studio coming together.
Right.
You know.
All of those would be in the openings credit.
Right.
You know, of like a video game when it shows like every fucking person who worked on it.
No, don't worry. We have a production like banners. We'll start just pop. We're gonna put production tags on things. It's fun. Like if I edit a video, it'll have the ASE Presents red banner at the end, and then the Yig Studio one.
Right. Yeah, it's a good bit.
Just an easy way to tell. Like that's why production cards exist.
Right.
Just like immediately, like oh, okay, these two people worked on it. When we start branching out Yig to work with other people, like there's no reason to not have, you know, if you do a show with someone like Kino or something, or you do like a review with him. Yeah. About like a movie soundtrack for Branches of Yig, then it would be like a collaborative, you know, both of you thing. Yeah, that's the B is really fun.
I'm just thinking about like the City Morgue music videos, how they always open with like the Hikari Ultra tag, which is just like Zillakami's brother, and then the City Morgue tag. You know, it's like.
All right, last 2 questions. Question: if you end up not finishing the Anime Alphabet project, what letter of the alphabet are you least hoping to reach for your analysis series?
Least hoping to reach?
Yeah. If you end up not finishing the project, which one do you hope that you don't do?
That's such a bizarre question. I hope I do all of them. I intend to do the whole project.
But which one do you least want to do?
What letter are you least looking forward
G? Like
X?
I'm looking forward to all of them.
Q?
Are you looking forward to Z?
Well, okay.
This the last episode?
This ties back into how like I said, I don't actually pick the show until after I finish the previous show, so it's not like I have one lined up that I'm dreading. I wouldn't pick one I didn't want to do. That's the whole conceit of Anime Alphabet, is it leaves me a lot of freedom to just like only watch shows I in that moment am interested in. So yeah, I intend to finish it. Well, not just finish it. It's maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but the point of it being Anime Alphabet is that it can just keep looping forever. It's not a 26 episode series. It's forever. It's just the way I talk about anime now. It's just the best way to make anime videos.
Final question. What would it take for you to forgive Ben Saint?
Harakiri. If he commits harakiri. Or seppuku. Do you know what that is? You know. It's a...
Or seppuku.
He has brought great shame onto himself.
Yeah. If he will cut his guts open and allow me to chop his head off afterwards, I will forgive him.
Those are pretty reasonable terms.
Why do you have the money?
It was just over here.
Have you been
In what
show us on the doll where Ben Saint hurt you.
Well, Ben keeps talking shit about like, Bargain Witch isn't gonna come out.
What would it take
That's
for?
attacking men's art career.
What would it take you to forgive Ben Saint?
Oh, I don't care about him.
You forgive him anyways?
Yeah. All right. Ben's fucking funny, dude. He'll say something and wait for his followers to continue the topic, and then when they go dry, he talks again. But he's like watching the whole time.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Ben Saint's fucking hilarious. You haven't been online, but he's been seething about you for 6 months.
He's really funny.
Like, super fucking.
Oh yeah, I guess there's probably people viewing this who don't like. Well, maybe they all know why we're talking about.
I think
this.
TLDR,
TLDR, Ben Saint is a psycho. Fucking wait, what's the phrase I had in mind? Nah, I don't want to do a TLDR. Fuck Ben Saint. I don't want to be holding the microphone anymore. Am I done?
I'll hold it.
That was not holding it.
But I guess it was an
You
option.
wasn't handing it to me either, Beatrice. Here, let me just hand something.
All right, we're done.
We link up, sync up, and spit hot shit. And then we spread out, grow clout, and bring back wins. And then we form up, roll out, and fist meet chins. We can take the world, cause they can't take our wind. It's hurricane season.
Buying tickets for flights I'm reimbursed for. You sit alone, never left earth poor. I sit a throne in a crown that I didn't search for. It came to me when I landed, demand I work more. And so I did recommend I wasn't worth more. Insulting shit, he's